John DaCosta, 5 Washington Avenue. Of course, Tiverton. Shakespeare on Hamlet, someone said, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. The town of Tiverton is not in the business of real estate. Town councils come, town councils go. We come, we go. No one will take the land with them. So my suggestion is that we vote this down. Do not sell the land. I have been here 21 years and I bought some land and somebody told me, oh, you are not going to be able to do anything with that. Not true, my friends. Keep the land for the town of Tiverton. We are not that desperate yet. So please, I beg you, do not sell land because something is rotten in the town of Tiverton.
You can't top that, I don't think.
No, I can't.
Actually, I really have two questions. One is, who created this sheet?
I can't see it, Larry. I have no idea what it
It
is.
says, to all concerned parents and other taxpayers of Tiverton, and gives an analysis of differences between what the Budget Committee is recommending and the school board.
I can tell you the Budget Committee prepared no report, no written document for this meeting. And it does not close schools, by the way.
You know, they get by offering
Ma'am, would you please state your name and your address?
I just finished saying, Irene Correa.
Okay.
Justice Street. Moderator, listen. All right,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Carter,
Yes,
You know-
ma'am.
this is a letter that you had in the Secana Times. See, they're offering salaries and benefits they cannot afford to pay, and there's a deficit, and they are, in other words, not funding, not getting, they're postponing it for the following year.
They're borrowing on your backs for next year and the year after.
Is that right?
That's right.
The taxpayers of this town have been very generous with the schools, and they know it. But we cannot be just throwing our money to the schools and the senior citizens just getting a 2.5 increase in their pensions.
Mrs. Carrera, just to clarify your point, there are 164 teachers within the contract who they could not pay $290 each to. They deferred 145 of that for all 164 teachers to next fiscal year and the fiscal year of '05 because they couldn't afford to pay them this year.
That's what.
I'd like to ask everyone standing up there who is representing our town, how many of you have children in the Tiverton school system that you're standing up for?
What does that have to do with anything?
That has a lot to do with
I
things.
have children in the school system as well.
Okay,
But
so
our charge, quite frankly, ma'am, is to look at the budget that covers the entire town and determine the town's ability to pay taxes. My kids are going to the school system too.
they are.
And
I just asked the
I
question.
resent that comment. I spend 3 to 4 nights a week going through this budget line item by line item. And for somebody to sit here and imply that we don't pay the same attention to any other department than the school is incorrect.
But I don't feel that you had the right to get so defensive about it. I
Well,
just
ma'am-
asked a simple question.
Ma'am, in defense of all of us up here, and I include everybody, the school board, the budget committee, the town council, the administrator, we have been through a very long, arduous process of putting this budget together. I understand there are a lot of, and I apologize for my demeanor a little while ago also. This is, unfortunately, hopefully we'll get more civil, and I do apologize for that.
Yes, sir.
Again, my name is John DaCosta, 5 Washington Avenue, and I do also want to attest and thank the Budget Committee for a job well done. It wasn't easy. It is not easy volunteering, and I'm sure it was hard work. I do want to speak as a parent, as a father of 2 teenagers. And I'm not here to make a speech, but let me tell you, my friends, tomorrow is guaranteed to no one in this room, okay? no one, tomorrow is not guaranteed. And I see a cut here on the community service. And I really don't like that cut because that means that our teenagers, I have one in the middle school and one in the high school, and this is a very good service for these students. And also, I heard that through the grapevine or the inference has been made that sports are being cut. I also regret the fact that if that is true, I don't know if it is, that is very sad because our teenagers in this town have to look forward to something. And if you don't keep them busy every night, my friends, you will read them in the Fall River Herald News, okay? Juveniles, 16, 14 years old. I asked my son Christopher, he has a few friends, and now he no longer takes the bus because his friend drives him to school. My friends, I'm not happy. I'm very sad. However, I can't stop him because he's a teenager, and I allow it. And the other day, he went to the mall. He says, oh, there, I let him go. And I said, do you have any friends? He says, yes, who are they? And he says, do you know any of them? Do any of them do don't? Oh, very. And he kind of shake. Then I said, listen, don't hang around with those fellows. But he knows people who do that. So we have to have education. We have to support the school system. We cannot do anything about the teacher's contract or the administrators. I'm not going to micromanage the principal, although, but I think we got to get involved in the community service. We got to get involved in sports, and we got to keep our youth busy. And I do also agree with the senior citizens. Living on a fixed income is not a piece of cake, my friends. Thank you.
We, as taxpayers of the town of Tiverton, cannot afford even one more dollar in taxes. You know, you talk about the children. Yes, if the money that you request is going for the kids, I'm for it. It's not for the kids, it's for the administrators. It's not for the kids. You talk about the young people in this town. What about the old people in this town? What about the people on fixed income? What about the people who have disabilities and are on a fixed income also? I've paid taxes in this town for 52 years. Now, what is the town going to do for me? I'm getting taxed out of my home. I think that we've done enough for this town. It's time for the town to turn around and do something for the elderly people and the people on a fixed income. No more taxes.
I am a graduate of the Tiverton school system, K through 12, okay? What I just wanted to make clear was, I too am upset about my property reevaluation, but I'm not here to take it out on the school budget, okay? And I agree with our seniors who are saying they're overtaxed, but this is not the place to address that now. That needs to be addressed with our town council. It needs to be addressed with our town council about some type of tax relief for our seniors. We agree with you. We're not saying you have to take on the whole burden, but you're gonna punish our students here. You talk about neighboring Massachusetts. What's happening in Massachusetts? How about Portsmouth and Middletown, folks? Look at what they pay per student. Portsmouth pays over $9,000 per child. Middletown pays over 10. We're slightly over 8,000 per child. Are we the TJ Maxx of schools? I was told over 8,000 per child from our school department. Now I know I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
We are the 4th or 5th lowest in the state, and it's just over 8,000.
Thank you. And I agree that the Budget Committee has worked very hard at what they're doing. But why is it Portsmouth and Middletown, who also I'm sure work very hard and are overtaxed, can spend that extra money on the child? We can't confuse what's contractual here. It's going to affect our students, and I don't want it to affect mine. And I've listened to this since I was a child, and I don't think it's changing. We're all overtaxed,